Sometimes, believing that your beloved pets are still around after death is a warm, comforting idea. But what happens when that idea becomes a reality?
You sure it's not something crawling? Okay, so I got it though. Whoa.
I know you saw that. I know you freaking saw that.
I saw that.
Did you see it?
I saw that. I got
It
the whole
left.
thing. I got the whole thing.
In the description of this clip, Creepiest Encounters says that they all believe this to be the spirit of a kitten playing under a blanket. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments. How can you explain this weird footage?
You might be worried about the inside of your home being susceptible to ghostly happenings and hackers, but you should be equally as wary of the outside too. Especially watching this clip from Logical Leprechaun, showing us that ignorance really can be bliss.
Thing runs for like another minute and he never comes back. He never does anything else. Whoever this is.
Never rings again.
Is that wearing a
Never
dress or
rings
something?
again.
Like a wedding dress?
Wedding dress.
It is creepy how it's
like a-
dark
it's
there,
like a bowl.
and then
Yeah.
boom,
Or they style a shower.
out of nowhere.
Now this could have just been somebody waltzing by the camera in a wedding dress, as the uploader seems to believe. But the description of the video states that the figures on the Ring doorbell are never that wispy. They're usually quite crisp. It's also quite common for these cameras to mess up the image a little when movement is captured during nighttime though. This makes sense when we think about the amount of storage required to handle entire days of footage. The solution? Low resolution, resulting in glitches and poor image quality. But the real kicker is that this footage was captured at 3 AM, the witching hour.
Have you ever been lounging in the lap of luxury whilst on holiday? It often feels like nothing could ever go wrong, doesn't it? But as you'll see in this clip posted by the Dark Dimension, you're never that safe from a swift paranormal punch in the face. The girl closest to the edge of the poolside is almost frantically trying to alert the rest of the group to this creepy ass figure. How they didn't see it is beyond us, but what are the bets they all wet themselves in shame and terror when they watched this footage back? It could have just been a small child messing around and trying to scare the guests, but apparently children aren't allowed in this specific hotel. So what the hell is going on here?
TikToker Shani Fang T has been experiencing some truly insane activity in her home for the last year, and it all started when the safety gate in her hallway somehow opened on its own. Looks like it wasn't ghost-proofed. All jokes aside though, these gates are child-proof and incredibly difficult to open as it is. So how it just dropped open so easily is nothing short of an absolute mystery. And it didn't stop there. She's not even able to relax and watch TV without something spooky happening. You could probably make a valid argument that there was somebody hiding out of shot and flicking the light switches, but what we can't explain is the TV turning itself off in time with the lights, especially considering that the lights in the other room didn't even flicker. Unless there's something seriously messed up with the wiring, there must be something strange going on. But the worst was still yet to come. Take a look at this clip that she captured on her home security cameras, and keep your eyes on the black dog. Some commenters believe that the dog's collar just got caught on the crate and that's how it came off. But how come the dog's barks sounded so agitated, and why did they both simultaneously freeze right before the happening? What do you think? Let us know in the comments, and while you're at it, don't forget to bump the like button and subscribe if you're enjoying this compilation so far.
If you have been trembling at our scary compilations for a while, you probably remember Rosemary, the haunted reborn doll. A huge shout out to our owner for somehow making us cower at dolls even more with every video she uploads on her TikTok page. It's Rosemary time. Rosemary, the haunted doll, has been caught doing a whole lot of creepy stuff, and a lot of people have been convinced she has some kind of motor placed inside of her. But does she really? Before we cut her open, let's watch what this haunted doll has been up to lately. Throughout every clip, Rosemary's owner tries to debunk the movements, showing us multiple angles and close-ups to prove what she's experiencing is real paranormal activity. Surely it's got to be someone tampering with the doll, right? Well, how do we explain this? There could well be someone hiding off camera and flicking the light off, but it's pretty clear that no one was doing it when it first turned on. Is there another light switch for that room somewhere else in the house? We should trust Rosemary's owner when she tells us that there isn't, because what happened next is pretty damn hard to explain. These Mexican waves from Rosemary, without anyone touching it, forced her owner to try a little something. At some point, she changed Rosemary's gender and named to Crew Wilder in hopes that the new identity would free the supposed spirit that lives inside her. But of course, it didn't change anything. She also tried placing her in different rooms, but no matter where she went, Rosemary still felt restless. And this wasn't just a one-off either. Rosemary's owner managed to catch this situation again from a different angle. It's pretty clear that nobody's standing behind her, so how does she keep moving? If you thought that was creepy, wait until Rosemary gets taken apart. Surely, there's got to be something inside of her that's making her act this way, right?
She does not have a moving mechanism in her batteries or strings or anything to manipulate her to move on the inside of her. So, just a fair warning to everyone, she is a doll, she is not real. I wouldn't do this to a real child. So, anyway, I already have the scissors on the back of her neck, so we could cut her zip tie. So, that's what you see right there. So, we're going to go ahead and cut it, and her head's going to fall off. So, here we are. So, I'm going to take that zip tie off because you cut it. I have the new one right there by her head. So, you just take all the stuffing out, and that's pretty much all she has. She has stuffing, and this is hard to do with just one hand. I really need to get like a tripod or something eventually. So, all you can tell, this is all she has in her is just stuffing, beyond stuffing, and let's try to get all this stuff out of here, and then I can show you. So, as you can see, in her arms, there's no string, there's no nothing. This one, she has a little bit of stuffing left, but she does not have anything in her arms, actually. They're actually just all squishy. I don't have glass beads or anything. And then the bottom of her, there's nothing there except for a little bit of glass beads that she had for a while. And the thing in the back is actually just to gather her cloth body in the back. So what I'm trying to show you is this area back in here, because people will say, well, that's a string. Well, it's a fabric piece of something to actually, that part right there is actually a piece of fabric. It actually forms her cloth body, but it's not very long. It actually stops to about right there. It actually gathers her body in the back to create somewhat of a little booty on her, and that's all it is.
Her arms and legs are completely hollow. There is nothing but stuffing inside there, so how is she moving on her own? Either Rosemary can move, or something is dragging her around the place. She's apparently even handy with a deck. What do you think about all this? Let us know in the comments, and while you're at it, make sure you give Rosemary a follow on TikTok at It's Rosemary Time, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to fuel your nightmares even more.
When you're doing your weekly shopping, the last thing you want is to drop anything on the floor. But what if those cereal boxes and jars of sauce crashing to the ground aren't actually the fault of your average shoppers? What if there's something else going on?
Check this out, right? This guy here, watch behind his head. What? Keep watching. Oh, just look at the shelf. It's the weirdest thing.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what is that?
It's just flowing, I don't know.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that looks like a poltergeist or something like that. You know, the thing, you know when I hear about things like flying, oh my god, I don't like that.
While it is low quality and from an unverified source, this clip, posted by Vivat6205, is undeniably taken from a CCTV camera inside a shop. And unless these guys had dynamo behind the scenes, can you think of any way that that box could have hovered in the air and fell seconds later? Some commenters seem suspicious of a figure that you can just about spot right here. And while it could just be another shopper, it's a bit of a coincidence that all of the activity started just after that dark figure vanished.
Have you ever seen paranormal events taking place in a school? Well, if you haven't, it's your lucky day. The following video was posted by TikToker Ushioni66, featuring a school somewhere in China. An enticing music class is underway when the unthinkable happens. Watch the last row very closely. What looks like some sort of ghost child appears for a few seconds, vanishes quickly, and reappears. No one seemed to notice the supposed ghost during the session, but we can only imagine the terror in those kids' eyes when they saw the footage.
If you happen to have any doll collectors in your family, tell them to shove a camera in the room and see what they can find, because it seems like every porcelain doll has something to say. Check out this clip, posted by Creepy Videos.
Hi, baby.
Hi.
You like your new toy?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Lovable.
Lovable. Sure his name isn't like Fred or Henry?
Bet you missed it, didn't you? The doll's hand moves slightly at the same time that the roller starts moving too. Oh, but there's more. Check out this clip, posted by Charlie Rodriguez. The spookiest thing about this video isn't just the flailing arms, but when the doll's head and body start moving, the camera begins to move slightly as well. We have no clue about the original source of this creepy video, how or where it happened, but one thing's for sure, that's enough dolls for today.
The Ouija board has never been something to mess around with, but somehow you will always end up pissing the spirits off one way or another. Over on the YouTube channel An Everyday Canadian, they didn't believe in the supernatural, so nothing bad could happen during a Ouija board session, right? Wrong.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to probably do this in my basement. There's been strange noises and all that. I don't honestly know what it is, guys. I don't know. We never go into the basement. It's more like a storage. So we're going to set this up with some candles and go all the way with this. Okay, let's sit down. We're going to play this game.
Why did it beep off like that?
I don't know. The camera's been acting weird. I don't know. Ever since we came down here, it started beeping funny. So let's just play this.
Also say that. Be like, ever since we started setting the board up.
Well, yeah, guys. Ever since we started in the basement, the camera's acting funny. It's weird. I don't know what it is. The battery's full. There's a new recording chip in it. It's all good. So let's just play this. I'm actually really hot right now. So first thing we got to do is put our fingers on
circle the board twice.
So there's 2 players. 1, 2. So you want to ask the first question?
Are you a girl?
Whoa. My hands are like not even touching it. I'm so loose fingers right now.
So am I.
I take it it's a yes? The sniffles.
Yeah, that would be the yes.
Okay.
Bring it back to the middle of the board.
Okay. How did you die? Whoa, that's trippy. Whoa. Drown.
Drown?
Drown.
My chest feels heavy.
Chest feels heavy?
Yeah.
Yeah, my back is starting to feel like cramped up. Like I almost got like a pinched in the back.
Yeah, want me to check it? I'm gonna go for a minute. Keep it.
Because it's really starting to hurt. Like I got a lot of pressure in my back. Like.
I got the light.
Okay. It's hot. Like I'm really sweating.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what's wrong?
Holy shit, Scott. Oh my god, that's huge. There's a huge scratch down your back.
Is there? Cause
oh my god.
I could have done.
Like guys, I'm serious. Like I'm gonna show you my hand beside his.
I could have hit it, and I didn't even know about it.
No, like look, this is my hand. Okay, the scratch starts here, goes all the way down to here.
It's just burning right now. I'm sweating. Like it's like 100 degrees down here.
Oh my god, that's like poofed out too. Oh my god.
Well, let's just hurry this up. I don't want to be.
I don't want to play anymore.
After learning some background on the supposed spirit, One of the participants began to feel a discomfort in his chest and back, and that's when they found a massive red raw scratch on him. But if that wasn't enough, things soon began to take an even more sinister turn.
Well, we have to say goodbye. We have to finish this up. So just put your hands back on and...
I don't want to play anymore.
Well, you gotta say something.
Okay.
Just ask another question.
Fuck me, I'm scared.
Well,
I gotta say
we have to finish this game, okay? Just think of something to say real quick.
I don't know what to ask. I'm scared, like, after seeing your back like that. I don't want to play anymore.
Why?
Your nose is bleeding.
It's not bleeding.
It's bleeding. Let me get the light. Hold on.
Okay, maybe we should stop.
Look at me. Hold this near your face. Hold on, I can't see.
Can you see? Yeah, it's bleeding. We should stop.
Right there, look at me. Yeah, your nose is
it bleeding?
Yeah,
okay.
it is.
Well, let's just say goodbye and then we're done because it's dripping all down me.
Okay, hold on, let me face the camera back at the board.
Okay, hurry up. Let's go.
I'm trying.
Because I'm about to get sick.
Okay, hold on. Ah! This, I'm done. I'm not playing anymore. No, this is fucking bullshit.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
This was a bad idea.
The duo sat back down to complete the session, but by this point they already made their biggest mistake, taking their hands off the planchette. His nose begins to drip with blood as soon as they try to say goodbye, and that's when the planchette goes flying on its own, and as if the spirit is not happy to end the session just yet. But this isn't the only time they've caught strange activity in their house. Check out the scary video they caught in the same basement way back in 2016.
I was upstairs and I'm hearing banging. Now, I just did the laundry not too long ago. I know it's not the laundry machine because I know what it sounds like. And there is literally sounds coming in my basement right now, and it's freaking me out. Kids are upstairs asleep, and I'm gonna go down and check right now. This is freaky right now because I rarely go in my basement. It's an unfinished basement. Holy shit. Oh, what the fuck is that sound? Like, holy shit. Like, I don't even want to go down there. Holy shit. It's fucking dark. Hold on, guys. Let me just get my light on here quick. Holy shit. This is freaking me out. Holy shit. Oh, God. I hate basements. My laundry machine just stopped. It's just me in the basement. Holy crap. What the fuck was that? What the fuck?
As soon as he steps foot in that basement, he regrets ever going down there. Either they have some powerful motors in their playthings, or there is something violent lurking just below. What do you think, though?
YouTuber SPOOKFESTGOER loves his fans. He loves them so much that one day he decided to accept a gift from one of them. Not your average gift. Nah. This one was just plain weird. A supposedly haunted doll from eBay. Brilliant idea, right? It came with a warning though. The listing description mentioned that only paranormal experts should bid on this one. But what could go wrong, really? Soon after uploading the unboxing video, he started investigating the creepy thing, but didn't catch much on camera besides a touch sensor light turning on by itself near the doll. but it was only when he stopped trying that the creepy ass doll decided to start playing games in front of the camera. Take a look.
So if you could just click the link down below in the description, that'll take you to my Google Plus page, and then if you could click add to circles and then just click following, that'd be awesome. It'll only take like a few seconds, and that'll get me to 1,000 followers probably within like 5 to 6 days, and then I'll finally have a little check mark by my name, and that would make me really happy. So if you guys could do that.
Bet you missed it, didn't you? He was recording a video to ask his audience for help getting verified on Google Plus when one of his viewers jumped to the comments section to tell him that the doll moved on its own. When we zoom in, we can clearly see the doll moving, but can we put it down to paranormal activity or something else? You tell us in the comments.
Andy Ward is living in a movie, but not sunsets, action shots and late night parties. Think more abandoned churchyards and creaky old cottages. The cottage in question is over 400 years old, and it seems like Andy isn't the only one living there. According to him, he often wakes up feeling bitterly cold, only to realise that all of the windows that he shut before he went to bed have been pushed wide open. And mind you, they aren't easy windows to unlock. He decided to set up a camera to catch whatever is opening the windows red-handed, and what he caught sent real shivers down his spine. We all saw how tedious those locks are to undo, so how on earth did it just float open by itself? Any ideas? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments section.
Moving into a new place comes with its aches and pains, but the last thing you expect is a shadow monster lurking at the bottom of the stairs.
Qué gonorrea, parce. ¿Qué es esa mierda?
No, espera. Ay, marica, no.
Sí, vamos.
No.
Sí.
Espera. Espera, marica. No, esa mierda de seguir, marica, no.
Cálmese.
Marica, ¿siguió?
Venga.
No.
No hay nada acá abajo.
Yo vi.
Did you notice the jump cut just after the figure disappeared downstairs? Keep an eye on this orb and you'll notice the jump cut pretty clearly, which we could assume it's the movement when whoever was downstairs came upstairs to give them a fake paranormal punch in the face. I bet it made you jump out of your seat though. Here's another one uploaded by Joe Brown Ghost Hunter on TikTok. Although we couldn't find the original source of this video, the shadow figure looks very much like Danny Donahue's style, who's a filmmaker. This clip is not on his YouTube channel or TikTok profile though. Hopefully one of you guys could shine a light on who created this masterpiece. Please let us know in the comments if you've seen this clip before.
YouTube channel Ouija Brothers decided to investigate the UK's most haunted abandoned house. Shout out to them for having some of the most genuine paranormal footage on YouTube, by the way. It all started a few weeks before, while investigating this very house, but they decided to bail after hearing violent hissing echoing throughout the rooms. So of course, they had to return. Upon entering the house and seeing the absolute shambles it was in, they thought it was a great idea to split up and investigate, and the footage they captured was pretty convincing.
Could you give me a word? Could you give me a name?
Was that you?
No.
What the hell was that?
You, Ori?
No.
Could you give me a word? Could you give me a name?
Was that you?
No. Could you give me a word? Could you give me a name?
There's nothing here. Let me just show you quickly. There's nothing in front of me.
Angel.
Ah! Chase! I've just heard fucking running.
You what?
I've just heard running.
Oh, it's cold here.
I don't know if it was a rat. I don't know. I didn't see anything, but I fucking heard it. Now, a few seconds ago,
That was a good scream, though.
No, because I heard something walking to. Look, it sounded like something was walking towards me, and then nowhere I heard something like. Dun, 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 dun.
Which way did it run? If you had to put a guess on it.
That way, to your right.
It's into here.
It didn't come towards me.
Hello?
But holy shit, that was loud.
Angel.
Ah!
Angel.
Ah!
Now, if that was a rat making that noise, it would have had to been a rat in a pair of stilettos. And as if the bumps and bangs weren't enough, the Ghost Tube app started spouting some of the creepiest combinations of words we've ever heard.
So, I don't understand where we've got that noise from. Loads of wasps, loads of dead wasps. Love them.
I'm glad you've heard what I heard.
Weird walking noise, but it wore rodent. I couldn't put it down as a rodent.
It's light, weren't it?
It was light, but it was the circumference of a foot. Hello? Anybody here at all? We just need to know. Because we just heard walking.
Am I dead? Father.
Am I dead, Father?
Basement.
Fuck's sake.
Devil.
Man, it's all coming in. There's a devil in the basement. We gotta get down there. Devil and basement. It just said basement. Devil basement. We've got to go in the basement now.
Hearing the words basement devil would intrigue you too, so the guys head down to check it out, but as soon as they step foot down those stairs, they hear something that sends them spiralling.
No. Come on, get out of there.
Jess, that was fucking loud.
Hello? Hello?
When we were upstairs.
No. Come on, get out of there.
And when they run to investigate, they get this.
Oh, my nose fucking.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you in a bit. How about that?
So they thought it was wise to call it a day. Make sure you subscribe to the Ouija Brothers if you want the real deal.
YouTuber It's Bobby Mares bought what he calls a little puppy cam to keep an eye on his furry friend at all times. Little did he know that one night, after setting up the camera, he would catch something truly bizarre. Take a look. After checking the footage the following day, he was surprised to see his dog acting weirdly, but he never expected to catch the closet door opening and closing on its own. Bobby claims he had never experienced anything like that before, even though he always found it a bit weird that his dog often struggled to fall asleep at night. Now that he knows what goes on at night inside his home, perhaps one day he might be the one locked inside the closet.
After reading our fair share of Reddit skinwalker stories, the woods have always been a huge no-go, unless you fancy dancing with the Reaper. But over on the Trey T YouTube channel, he decided to march on down to the woods, camera in hand, hoping to catch something. But the footage he managed to capture would leave him trembling at the sight of a single branch for the rest of his life. For his sake, we hope that was just some guy in a mask playing a prank. But just in case, make sure to watch your back when you're next walking through a forest, because if you hear a few snapping twigs, it might be lurking right behind you.
York is a city renowned for its haunted attractions. Ghost tours and terrifying legends really give the place a blood-curdling yet mysterious allure, especially when you see things you could have gone your whole life without seeing, like in this clip posted by SPOOKFESTGOER. I can almost hear you shouting, "It's just somebody in a mask!" But wait a second, there is something you don't know about the house this face was peering out of. It's called the Belfry, and many people have reported strange happenings while staying there. Radios turning on and off while everyone was asleep and all sorts. So this being something truly creepy isn't completely out of the question. Have you ever stayed there before? Tell us about your experience in the comments if you have.
CCTV has been a staple ever since the 1940s, and it's helped us catch criminals, danger, and the creepiest thing of all, paranormal activity, which is especially terrifying when it's caught in a narrow little hallway, just like the creepy-ass footage that Facebook user Just Jen caught on camera in her workplace. Take a look. Did you catch it? It's blink and you'll miss it. Whatever that thing was, it certainly doesn't look friendly. Some commenters seem to believe that this could have been sped up footage of somebody stealing bits and bobs off of the trolley, but something about the body language and the shadowy aura surrounding the figure makes it seem a little more sinister than a bit of petty theft. And this isn't the only strange happening caught in a hallway. Take a look at this clip, posted by Tubba Rubber on YouTube. Seems like Fook High School has a ghostly janitor. There is a chance that the cart was pulled off screen by a string, but the actual janitor said that the cart was way too heavy for that. Did someone off of camera just give it a bit of a push? The uploader claims that nobody was recorded on the other CCTV cameras entering or leaving the rooms near the corridor though, and nothing explains the fact that the cart seemed to take a designated path towards the bathroom. But what do you think?
Imagine waking up in the morning to find things where you didn't leave them and hearing some strange noises coming from rooms that should be empty. That's exactly what happened to the Hammerly family. To catch the source of the strange happenings, they decided to leave a few cameras around the house as well as their phone camera apps on the centre of the home screen for easy access. And that's when they realised that there's something else living with them. Take a look.
Flicker.
Shall we move? Blink once for yes, twice for no.
Oh well.
Ooh. Go away. Go away!
Skeptics quickly jumped to the comments section attempting to debunk the activity captured in these clips, so the family decided to give them a closer look. And that's when things got pretty unexplainable. Take a look.
Can you close the door?
Can you close the door? Can you please?
Alright, friendly ghost. Which one of these is your favorite color? We gave you the whole rainbow to sort through.
Plus a couple extras.
My favorite color is orange.
To prove that their house is really haunted, they got pretty close to the door so we can see that there are no strings attached, as well as showing us behind the door to prove that there are no mechanisms either. How can we explain the blue pen moving ever so slightly? Surely a draft would move the other pens too, and a string would be visible on camera from such a close distance, right? Is the Hammerly family really haunted, or really good at faking ghost videos? We'll leave it up to you to decide.
Moving out on your own is a huge step in your adult life, and a real taste of true independence. But for TikToker Magnus Madsen6, it was all about running away from the paranormal activity he experienced all his life inside his childhood home. Unfortunately, shortly after moving house, he began noticing the same strange things, only 10 times stronger. And after realising that in his new house, the vast majority of his paranormal experiences seem to take place when he's asleep, he decided to set up cameras all around the house, only to get a horrifying wake-up call. Now, of course, there is always the possibility for things to be staged, but the way he jolted awake in this clip seems pretty genuine. And we honestly have no explanation for what happened next. Take a look for yourself. A string could have pulled the mug easily, since the trunk is attached to the wall, so the light bulbs wouldn't even flinch. However, there's nothing above the chair that could explain the way it moved. So we can't rule out any paranormal activity on the mug clip either, since we couldn't spot any strings. But perhaps you can come up with an explanation for what's going on here. Let us know in the comments section.
This weird video uploaded by Durban Paranormal on their TikTok account shows a petrol station staff member trying to capture something on camera. He claims to see it every morning around 3:45 AM, but after multiple attempts, he finally caught it. Take a look.
Every morning, 3:45 AM. It's gonna be weird and creepy, but it will happen. Just wait. I'm gonna catch this weird thing going on. Oh shit, there he is. There he fucking is, I told you. Told you.
Bet you missed it, didn't you? If you look closely, there's some sort of human-shaped mist moving towards the left, almost as if it's walking. We can see a head slightly leaning forward, and near the floor we can also see what looks like legs moving. You might say it's pretty weird how the camera was moving, clearly handheld, but it stayed still as soon as the apparition was spotted. To be fair, that would make it much easier to add a cheeky editing trick. Still, just a slight possibility that this could be an actual apparition caught on camera was enough to leave everyone in their comments section freaking out.
While you're at school, you spend every day waiting to leave those classrooms behind you. But in Gabriel Navarro's case, he couldn't wait to get back there. Although, it wasn't the algebra lessons that were drawing him back. There were a few rumours surrounding the Nuevo Leon school that you could sense something watching you at all times. And with the ominous scrawling still left all over the chalkboard, where better for a bit of paranormal investigation. But he wasn't ready for the bone-chilling footage that he captured. Take a look.
Okay. Esta madre no se abre. Ay, güey. Me caí con eso. Es todo lo que... Mira nomás, esta sí está abierta. Ahora. Pues ya vieron, güey. Puro pinche pedo, no hay ni madres a la verga. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, no mames. No mames. ¿Qué es esto? No, no. ¿Quién es? ¿Quién es? ¿Qué le pregunto, güey? Puta madre. Ay, güey.
According to Gabriel's Facebook page, he did not believe any of the rumours about the school before he set foot in there, but turns out he left that building with a brand new outlook on life.
On the 13th of October 2017, around 3 PM, the co-owner of Cronies Sports Grill, a restaurant in Ventura, California, received a strange request from one of his customers. The lady was freaking out over something she had witnessed a few minutes earlier, and after realizing that there was a CCTV camera pointing at it, she couldn't wait to get some validation of what she spotted out of the corner of her eye. This is what the CCTV camera captured that day.
You see that? Now watch the family. The family moves too. They saw it. And she even gets up and looks at it. Watch.
If you watch the footage closely, you can see a family sitting beside an empty table when one of them spots a chair moving on its own. She tried to get a closer look at the chair, however, to her shock, she couldn't find anything that would give her a logical explanation for what happened. The restaurant co-owner, David Folds, insisted that the video is genuine. According to him, his restaurant is haunted, and the walls filled with pictures of customers and employees who passed away could be one of the many reasons behind the strange happenings. It's hard to doubt his words when the lady seemed so genuinely confused after checking the chair and finding no strings or signs of a prank. We replayed that moment multiple times and kept an eye on the family who could potentially be pulling a string, but none of them seemed to do any movements that could indicate some trickery being at play. Could this be a very clever stunt, or is the Cronies Sports Grill restaurant truly haunted? Let us know what you think in the comments section.
This clip, posted to Reddit by Mengete, will have you triple checking that everything is locked up tight before you call it a night. The quality might be a bit buggy, but there's definitely something weird going on. How was the door slamming open and closed so violently? Perhaps it was some really smooth editing, or a bit of aggressive poltergeist activity. What do you think? In this mysterious video, uploaded to YouTube by Alberto Del Arco, a bird seems to have hit the pause button while flying. It looks as though something was holding it in mid-air, but we can't see any cables touching it, even after zooming in. The camera keeps moving too, dramatically decreasing the chances of this weird phenomenon being the result of a bit of video editing. We can also see some people in the video clearly dumbfounded by the strange event, and their reactions seem pretty genuine, which makes this creepy video even weirder. But this strange occurrence seems to be more common than you might think. In this one, uploaded on TikTok by PG Stories, we can see another bird stopped in mid-air, but yet again, there are no apparent signs of editing or anything holding it, which leaves everybody witnessing it firsthand visibly baffled. But if a couple of birds playing freeze tag isn't enough to make you question reality, take a look at this next one. In this creepy video, we can see a parked car and a tree that seems to have grown suddenly through it overnight. We can't see any signs of a crash, besides the damage caused directly by the tree, but the car seems intact everywhere else. The people around the car also seemed pretty surprised by it all, and they were even more astonished after learning that that exact vehicle was found burnt and destroyed the following day, as if somebody was trying to hide the evidence of a potential glitch in the Matrix. Food for thought, isn't it? Sometimes, store security cameras catch the stuff we would rather not know about. Check out this clip, posted by Barnsley Antique Centre. Either there was something extremely wrong with the air that day, or there was something spooky going on. There's even slow motion footage from a different angle, but it's not just the cabinets taking a beating either. According to the channel, that lamp was pretty heavy, so there's no way it could have fallen on its own, unless someone pushed it, but they also claim that the shop was empty that night, and to be honest, who would be inside an antiques shop at 4 o'clock in the morning? And they just kept catching paranormal activity day after day. According to the owners, that picture frame was fixed onto a brass hook, so what the hell yanked it off? Next, another picture fell off of its rack. Only this time, people were around, and their reactions seem pretty genuine. They're all clearly dumbfounded, but they couldn't figure out how the picture fell at all. All they could do was stare blankly at one another. Here's another clip of what happened with some customers in store. At first, it seems like it could just be the breeze, but after all the activity that we've already watched, we can't rule out the paranormal either. And then, as if it couldn't get any worse, the toys got involved. Apparently, the shop owner found Bambi on the floor and thought it was best to rewind the CCTV footage to see what happened. At exactly 2:59 AM, the toy rocked until it clattered to the ground. But the weirdest was still yet to come. Was this proof of fairies and orbs? Or just proof that the building really needs an extermination team? We'll leave it up to you to decide. There's a reason why you don't see ghost hunters doing a paranormal investigation completely alone at night. Because when you do, this happens.
잠깐 실례 좀 하겠습니다. 잠깐 실례 좀 하겠습니다. 잠깐이면 됩니다. 조금만, 아주 조금만 둘러보고 나갈게요. 아주 조금만 둘러보고 나갈게요. 죄송합니다. 바람이지? 바람이야, 바람. 에이, 바람이다. 에이, 바람이잖아. 왜 그래? 바람이야, 바람, 여러분. 에이, 바람이다. 에이, 하지 말고, 바람이야, 바람. 계세요? 아, 미치겠다. 잠깐만. 아, 누구? 어? 뭔 소리야? 소리야. 뭐? 죄송합니다. 뭔 소리야? 씨발. 와, 잠깐만, 이거 뭐 날리지 이거?
After hearing some strange noises coming from the inside of this allegedly haunted house, D-Doc Mikol decides to wander around for a few minutes, but when he reaches out to the doorknob, the furniture around it begins to shake, as if warning him to leave. But he's very stubborn and decides to continue his paranormal investigation. Will he remain brave enough for what happens next though? Let's find out.
하지 말라니까. 아따 바람 좀 앵간히 불어. 아. 에? 뭐 방금 뭐라고 하셨어요? 뭐라고? 잠깐. 잠깐. 뭐야? 위패?
How on earth did that cabinet door open by itself? And of course, after that, he couldn't stay in the house for another second. So much for wanting to be a solo Ghostbuster. Fancy sleeping with the lights on tonight? Here's another one to keep you on the edge of your seat. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to avoid missing our weekly Spookfest. Thanks for watching. Stay in the dark.